As previously mentioned, the Queen of Avalon sent legions upon legions of her soldiers to invade the neighboring countries, the neighboring villages around Avalon, searching for the infamous Kliff and their most stolen prized possession, the Princess of Avalon herself, Aria, and Kliff's accomplice, Scarlet. The armed forces wasted no time interrogating and intimidating the local villagers in order to scare them into revealing the location of Kliff, Scarlet, and Aria. To no avail, the soldiers had no choice but to pack up and leave, much to the villagers' relief. However, rumors were circulating that the Queen of Avalon now has a new form and a new body ever since her previous form was destroyed in conflict thanks to Kliff. However, no one has seen this marvel reconstruction as of lately. But scientists were said to have worked extensively on this new form, even more so than any of their top models of their mechanical soldiers they created. For this vessel that they created for the Queen was able to perfectly house her consciousness, almost akin to that of a human body. However, Kliff and his group were still on the run from forces who have seen and spotted them. Avalon wasted no time pillaging villages and harming innocent civilians, all to see that Kliff face justice. It was so bad that it even got to the point where the trio even had to go native just to avoid suspicion. Those horses and their men were out surveying and spying the land relentlessly, just waiting for anyone to spot and fit the description. So the trio came to a unanimous decision to completely avoid civilization and just hide days upon days completely in the woods, avoiding everyone. For the next few days in the woods, all seemed well. Everything seemed very peaceful, very calm. No sign of invading soldiers, army men, or any of that stuff sent from Avalon. However, no one could deny that resources were running out in the woods. That was until a certain someone showed up.
I must say, Kliff, the three of us being on the run seemed thrilling at first. Now, it's getting rather daunting. What can we do to convince these people that I was never captured and that I left Avalon with both you and Scarlet of my own volition?
Please. These watchdogs don't care about that. If the Queen is paying all these people their salary, forget about morality. They want that paycheck. Why else would these people waste their time and energy going to such lengths to retrieve a supposed prized possession? But I do agree. Living like nomads and scavenging for food these past few days is tiresome. We just need to find our next hiding spot and hope no one rats us out like last time.
But how long can we keep this up before they find, capture, or even eliminate us?
Shh. You both need to tone it down. I hear unfamiliar footsteps coming this way.
No way they couldn't have found us this soon.
There's no use creeping around. Show yourself.
I guess the cat's out of the bag, isn't it? For a princess, you're surprisingly sharp enough to detect my presence. I'm impressed.
Enough with the flattering. Are you here to capture us?
Me? Here to capture you three? Rest easy, Your Highness. I may be skilled, but by no means at the point of taking on you three alone.
Then if that's true, come closer and tell us what you're really after.
Of course. My name is Vince, and I'm an agent of the underworld located on the outskirts of Untitled Valley. It's a pleasure to meet you three.
So, what exactly did you come all this way for?
Scarlet, I'm glad you asked that question. On behalf of my underworld faction, I'm here to recruit you all and grant you sanctuary.
Sanctuary? I'm not so sure about that. What if you're just having us lulled into a false sense of security just to go ahead and turn us in?
Oh, believe me, sweetie, that's too much work. If that was the case, wouldn't it have been easier for me to come here having you all completely surrounded with men lurking in the shadows? Besides, you three are looking for a place to hide and lay low for a while. It's as clear as day you're still searching. So let's just agree to expedite the search and come with me where our organization will keep you three safe. Provided you do your jobs, of course.
Sorry, but shady guys like you are nothing but trouble. The three of us can do just fine without your help. So, thanks but no thanks.
Ouch! And here I was, trying to give my three favorite unsung heroes a chance to get out of this sticky situation. The boss is certainly not gonna like this.
Vince, was it? Does this underworld you speak of have an underground maintenance facility for my systems to recharge?
Why, yes it does in fact. How else do you think we keep drones and hacker software up to date? There's also a few highly qualified technicians reserved on standby in case anything goes south.
This may sound crazy, Kliff, but I think we should follow him. If for no other reason, just to get my systems recharged. We've been trudging through the villages and wilderness non-stop being on the run. I'm surprised my circuitry hasn't completely burned out from overuse. It's only a matter of time before I'm forced to go into a deep hibernation mode. I'd be nothing but dead weight for you all. Please, give this some thought.
Well, I guess you've twisted my arm. We can't afford you crashing on us.
Great, so that means you're joining us?
Don't twist words. We're only going to get Aria recharged, first and foremost. My opinions of you haven't changed in the slightest.
Works for me. Let's get this party started, shall we? To Kliff's dismay, he had no choice but to accept Vince's proposal and follow him into the underworld, where he quote-unquote vows to keep them safe and grant them sanctuary. Well, if not him, his underworld leaders. Or however way that goes, we'll see, we'll figure it out. Here we are, the front entrance to our organization. Hopefully the accommodations are to your liking.
Well, not really. The chalk drawings on the ground definitely need to be cleaned up to prevent unwanted attention. But, hey, I'm no design artist.
Wow, that joke was so original I forgot to laugh. Well anyways, the boss would like to speak with you three, especially you, Kliff. We best not keep him waiting.
Welcome, Kliff. We have been expecting you three. The name's Agent Hound Dog. I'm honored to meet you three. I must say, this is quite the unexpected turn of events in hindsight. To think, it was Avalon's very own exiled prince who managed to defeat the Queen and rescue the legendary Aria from the highest floor of the tower. Certainly, the stuff of fairy tales. Wouldn't you agree?
Enough. We didn't come here to discuss ancient matters. Aria needs to be recharged. Now, if you excuse us.
Of course, Her Majesty is top priority. Unity 678, if you'd be so kind.
Greetings, Lady Aria. We've been expecting both you and your entourage. Let's take you to be recharged right away.
Yes. Unit T-678, it's been so long. We've got so much catching up to do, once I finish charging up. I want to know how life was outside of Avalon for you.
Of course. I'd be happy to tell you all about it, once all is said and done. Let's get going.
Splendid. Now that the besties have been reunited, let's take the conversation somewhere a bit more private. I bet you're wondering about the true reason we're seeking you three, right? Well, the answer is quite simple.
Yes. Why would both you and your organization have a sudden interest in us? Is it about our rising infamy?
Honestly. We keep telling people we never kidnapped Aria. We rescued her from those horrific, inhumane experiments. Does no one see that?
Hey, it's your word versus the press. Or in this case, who owns the press? The Queen can spin the narrative any way she wants to and has all the financial, military and political power to back it up. Thankfully, our side knows the truth and has been trying to get close enough to eliminate that witch of a tyrant. Which is why I'd like to offer you all a job, here in the underworld.
A job? What kind of job?
Simple. I'd been looking for a new face to lead the organization, while I plan on retirement. And you, Lady Scarlet, have the ideal persona for the job.
Wait. Me? Well, I'm not exactly sure about that. But if you trust in my abilities, then I'll do what I can to not disappoint you.
As for you, Kliff, there's a special infantry mission I believe you're tailor-made for. Otherwise, it would be too obvious if Aria or Scarlet go for this job.
Infantry mission. Let's see. I guess it makes me a bit curious. Where am I supposed to be heading exactly?
The very organization where your older brother trained, the Joint Services Agency.
In all honesty, considering how his life turned out, Kliff never once saw himself being a part of the Joint Services Agency, or at least being selected to be a part of the same organization where his older brother, Quake, actually trained and became an elite superhero. Kliff was more than ecstatic. Kliff's initiation mission wasn't anything that he hasn't done before. It was just a simple cloak and dagger scheme to take out a corrupt foreign politician that was currently stationed here in Montero Valley along with the King's Guards and whatnot. Thanks to his many years of ducking and dodging from Avalon and his time in the Maborg, this mission was practically nothing but child's play to him. He just needed to make his exit before more of that corrupt politician's guards arrived. He just had to change his clothes, leave at night, and there we go. While this was happening, both Aria and Scarlet planned to do a very interesting surprise for him while he was off on his mission. Apparently, they decided to do makeovers, with Aria having little to nothing to work on. Scarlet needed a little more work. She was just getting used to all the beauty and the cosmetics that for some reason or another, Hound Dog had even connections to the cosmetics and beauty department. I must say, despite the name, he was actually a stand-up guy, being very kind and generous to the trio. He understood just how much they felt about Kliff and what they would do to, get on his good side, Hound Dog understood wholeheartedly and just decided to, just show them kindness, Let them put on a good show for their man. When Kliff returned, he wasn't suspecting a thing. Hound Dog was just playing it off until he realized that there was a random makeup artist there that was professional. In a place like that, oh, that was his eyes, but he was wondering. Kliff didn't know what to say, he just giggled and smile. A similar expression was given to that of Aria as well. Vincent over there trying to spit game. Kliff wasn't having it. Ooh, so sorry, Vincent. Maybe next time, when Kliff isn't around. However, Hound Dog's connections to the Joint Services Agency returned him with surprising news.
I must say, Kliff, judging from your recent successes, the myths surrounding you don't belie your skills. You have certainly made quite a name for yourself both within and outside of the underworld. I guess that's a king's kid for you.
Here we go again.
Come now, don't give me that look. The higher-ups came together and told me you were the perfect candidate for that Joint Services Agency mission we have spoke of earlier.
Wait, I am? What am I supposed to do there?
According to our sources, we managed to leak some hidden information about the new weapons they're crafting. The Twin Star Daggers, to be precise.
Twin Star Daggers?
These daggers grant their user superhuman stealth and agility. Even an absolute novice would possess the skills of an elite assassin. The perfect weapons for someone of your caliber.
I see. Sounds promising.
However, you will need to go through a registration process. Not just anyone can get their hands on these special weapons, Under normal circumstances, this would take the average person 4 years at least to accomplish. However, with you and that magical redstone of yours, there's bound to be a few exceptions to the rules.
So, you know about that too?
How else could you have possibly rescued Aria from the Queen of Avalon? An entity in that country that's rarely seen in person. Calm down. I'm not the Fess. We just want you to retrieve those daggers by any means necessary to quickly climb up the ranks of the underworld. Sounds like a deal.
Well, when you put it that way, how can I possibly refuse?
Great. I knew you'd see it our way. However, like Aria and Scarlet, you two will receive a makeover and an identity change. How does the name John Doe work for you?
John Doe. Wow, that's so unique and original. No one in the Joint Services Agency would ever suspect a clever name like that.
Hey, call yourself whatever you'd like. You still have that redstone in your possession. Remember that.
I could just use the stone on you and get you to do whatever I say.
I suppose you could. However, our shades and masks in the underworld all repel such abilities. So, you'd just be wasting the limited uses you have now. So, you'd best think of using that stone wisely before thinking you can take our generosity for granted.
Yes, sir. It won't happen again.
It was at that moment Kliff quickly learned to obey Hound Dog's orders and never challenge him again.
It was at that moment where Kliff knew right then and there not to turn the Hound Dog into a snarling werewolf. I mean, seriously. Just because he was laughing and playing doesn't mean he didn't know a thing or two about being evil. I mean, after all, Hound Dog was a kingpin in the underworld for a reason. He had connections to all sorts of dangerous menaces to society. that can answer to him at his own beck and call. If he wanted to, he could send some of the most ruthless, most bloodthirsty, vicious menaces out there to dispose of all three of them, and he wouldn't even have to think twice about it. Not just that as well. Not just connections to the underworld, but also friends in high places. Those who do seamless white-collar crimes. It would be so seamless and easy for him to pull off a disposal on all three of them if they ever got on his bad side. So, if Kliff received orders to be a wolf in sheep clothing to the Joint Services Agency, then by all means, he had to put on his sheep clothing and just hop and blend in just like the rest of them.
Ah, yes. You're the new transfer student we just received. John Doe, was it? It's a pleasure to have you here with us. My name is Mr. Hernandez. I'm one of the Joint Services Agency's top professors. We look forward to working with you.
Likewise, and thank you, Mr. Hernandez. I greatly appreciate the warm welcome here.
This John Doe guy seems like quite the rebel. The pink hair and punk rock look just screams delinquent. But then again, looks often are deceiving.
Hello there. My name is Miss Green. You're the new transfer, John Doe. We've heard a lot about your achievements in your previous organization. We're most certainly glad to have you. From your exceptional record, I'm sure you'll become a high-ranking member in the Joint Services Agency in no time. So, please, make yourself at home.
Thank you so much, Miss Green. You're very encouraging. All things considered, the people here are much friendlier than the previous group I dealt with. It's my first day and already starting to like this place.
That's weird. A new transfer this late in the semester. That's odd. But if it's okay with the officials, then I guess I have no say in the matter.
I must say, this place seems more like a large school than a place where elite spies and superheroes are trained. I'm actually astonished to see just how gullible these people are. Well, I can't complain. This just makes getting those daggers all the more easier, thanks to their ignorance.
Hey, you're the new guy everyone's talking about, John Doe. I'm just gonna go ahead and call you JD from now on. The name's Justin, by the way.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Justin. You must be a new recruit here.
New recruit? No, I'm with this upcoming graduating class. That's when myself, along with a few others, get our special weapons, assign party members, and go off on missions. If one of us plays our cards right, that individual will get the first pick of the litter when it comes to selecting a special weapon. If you like, I'll even reserve a spot for you to join my party once we've all made our selections. You look like you have a potential, sport, so why not give it some thought when you have the chance?
I see. Quite the convincing offer. I'll consider it.
Super! I look forward to hearing your response. You be easy, JD.
As soon as Justin left, this happened.
Honestly, what is up with that guy? He's just so weird. He's even more aggravating than Vince. Even worse, the possibility of him getting those daggers instead of me is incredibly high. I'd better act fast. There's no time to waste. Well, I've found nice little guinea pigs to use the last remnants of the magical redstone on. This promises to be interesting.
It was this fated encounter that gave rise to the chronic manipulation that transpired within the Joint Services Agency.